All right, well, welcome everybody to Anita, Megan, and Laura's launch event. They've decided to bring their business a little bit more online, so we so appreciate you guys being here and coming to support them and just being a friendly face for them. So thank you. My name is Michelle, if you don't know me, and I get to host the call tonight. I know all of these girls personally, and I'm going to share my heart with you guys around what we're up to, and we would just love your feedback. So welcome to the launch. We're so happy to have you. And just a little bit about who we are as a team. We are a purpose-driven community who inspire and educate through heart-to-heart connections with all who are open to receive health, vitality, abundance, and freedom. So we just love sharing our heart with people, and those that are interested, great, and those that aren't, great. And that's the way we do business, and it feels good and aligns with all of our morals and values. We do this, we inspire healthy living, and we share abundance a few ways. One, we have a product line that I get to introduce with you in a minute. And we also have a business opportunity that offers choice and flexibility that we always chat about because we just never know which one people will be interested in, if any. And the last one is maybe you're not interested in those at all. And we will love adding you to our TSE group, which is called the Synergy Experience, where we give back to anyone who has ever supported us. It's a free community where we offer personal development tips and tricks, relationship stuff, good books to read, good health hacks, good life hacks, and it's just kind of our way of giving back to you guys. So those are the three things that we're excited to share with you guys tonight. And it's our sincere hope that we're able to gift you with some information and possibility, and we look forward to your feedback. So tonight I get to introduce our product line that we have aligned ourselves with. Many of us have aligned ourselves with this product completely by accident because it made a difference in our lives and we broke down and gave it a try. But it's basically concentrated nutrition, and we have three different product lines. We have a very narrow product focus. It's called Juice Plus. And the first one I'm going to talk about is our capsules, and it's 30 different raw fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So I heard about this product a year before I gave in and gave it a try. And I honestly didn't think that we needed it. We were very healthy eaters, and I didn't really understand the need for powdered produce, and we were eating it the real way and all of that good stuff. And it wasn't until my son's tonsil infections were getting so frequent that we were in the hospital every 60 days. So every 2 months we were on antibiotics, Advil, Tylenol, and I was ready to get his tonsils taken out. And that's when a friend came to me and said, Michelle, like, you're a high school science teacher. Did you know that this product has almost 40 clinical research studies on it? And I'm totally a science nerd. So I looked at the background research on the immune system, and it was really solid. And still very skeptical. I thought, okay, what do I have to lose? I'm going to try this before surgery. I would feel terrible putting him under the knife if this would maybe make a difference. So we have a Healthy Starts for Family program that gives children their product for free for 4 years if an adult orders. So that's where our journey began, and just a little bit about what it is. So here's the fruit, the veggie, and the berry. And this is 30 different raw fruits and vegetables that they've grown until totally ripe. They don't have to ship it anywhere, so they don't care if it's bruised or over ripened. We want to get all that nutrition from the soil before we put it into a giant grinder. The giant grinder takes the seeds, peels, pits, every part of the fruit or vegetable, grinds it up into a slurry, and then that's dried out at very low temperatures and until it's dried. And then once it's dried, it's put into a capsule or chewable. And what's really powerful, there's a few things that make this product really powerful. And one is that we have an NSF certification. And that NSF certification means that this product is third-party tested. And they've been testing us for the last 25 years. The product's been around for 25 years. They come into our warehouse unannounced, grab product, and test it to make sure that there's nothing in here rather than pure food. So they've never found any contaminants, no heavy metals, molds, pesticides, herbicides, nothing. Nothing has ever been found in here that's not food. And that means that we have an NSF certification making it safe for pregnant and nursing moms, for babies, for Olympic athletes, actually, to that point, because it's just pure food. And the other thing that makes Juice Plus really powerful is that it is vine ripened. So it is just as ripe as the garden. If you've ever tasted anything from the garden versus the grocery store, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's actually nutrition. The taste, the juiciness, the color, those are all phytonutrients. So it's really nice to know that that all goes in here. And then the other thing that makes it so powerful is it's the variety of 30 different things in your bloodstream every single day. And I know that we were good eaters, but when I look back on our diet, what I thought was really good eating, to be honest, was like broccoli with Cheese Whiz melted on it. And that was like, you know, that was doing really good. Any moms with picky eaters out there, like I thought we were doing pretty good. And so this has just really bridged the gap between what we're actually eating and what we should be eating as a family. And I know that I'm not getting 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables into my kids. I'm not getting that much into myself, and I know I should be. But this is just sort of bridging the gap between, like I said, what we're actually getting and what we should be getting. So just to finish off my story about Lincoln, we got started on this product, and within about 3 weeks, he started to fight his throat infections without any medical intervention. And I was eyes wide open, like really wowed by this product. We've been on the product now for 6.5 years, and Lincoln has never had a throat infection. He's never needed antibiotics, and he's never had any further concerns with his behavior or attention span, which was something I was becoming very concerned about. Now, knowing what I know now, it turns out we were wiping out his good gut every single time we put him on antibiotics. I didn't know any better. It was the only way I knew how to control it at the time, but that's what worked for us, and we were starting to see these concerns. So he's totally normalized, which is amazing to us, because as a teacher and a mom, I was so worried about him in school and what the teachers would be saying, because he just wasn't focusing the way I knew he could. So that's what we've noticed since starting Juice Plus. I could go on and on about the different things that I've noticed: skin, hair, nails, mood, and all of that good stuff. But that's what we call Juice Plus. The second capsule line that we have as the Juice Plus family is our vegan omegas, and these are totally plant-based. So we've skipped the fish and gone directly to the source where they get their omegas to begin with, which is algae. So we have algae oil, sea buckthornberry oil, raspberry seed oil, pomegranate seed oil. It's a beautiful wide range of omegas, so omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's the oil actually tastes like vanilla orange. So you can cut a capsule open and squeeze it into a kid's mouth, and they can take it every day. Or if your kids swallow capsules, mine take these every day. And my son Lincoln, I never even got a chance to tell him what they were. They just showed up on the counter, so he started taking them with his other capsules. And he was the one that came to me and said, "Mom, whatever those orange ones are, I noticed that I can focus at school. Like, I'm not using my fidget as much as I usually use it." And it just was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, because omegas are really tied to mental wellness. We are almost all fat in our brain, and our brain is constantly regenerating that fat supply, what goes around the neurons. So basically, if you don't have good healthy plant fats in your diet, your body will make your new brain tissue out of whatever you got, whether that's chips or KFC. When I heard that from a nutritionist, I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm normal like everybody else. I like breakfast sandwiches. I like fast food sometimes. And so I just was kind of appalled at the idea that my brain would be built out of like a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. It just felt really good knowing, okay, I've got good healthy fats in there. At least that's going in every day. And then the rest my body can handle. So that's what we call our Juice Plus line. And again, it's been around 25 years. We've got 40 published clinical research studies done on people actually taking it. So any stories you ever hear about this product, just know that there's research to back that. We are the most thoroughly researched brand name nutritional product in the entire world. For me, that really means a lot, because when I chose to stand behind this product, I really needed to know that we weren't just blowing a bunch of hype everywhere, that there was evidence and proof on this. So that's what we call Juice Plus. The second product line that I'm going to talk about tonight is our protein. This is a vegan plant-based protein. So even if you're not vegan, your gut is, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and your gut really loves having plant-based nutrition. And so this is Dutch chocolate. This is French vanilla. And these can be made just shaken up with water or milk. We call those a naked shake. Or you can have them all juiced up with, avocado and berries and spinach, and they taste delicious. My kids love them. Every morning I get the 14 fruits and veggies that are in here are different than is in the capsules. And on top of that, I'm able to load it with spinach and kale and avocados and all kinds of good things for my kids in the morning. And that really makes me feel good as a mom, because like I said, they're just not always getting that really rich nutrition. Sometimes I'm sending them to school with just a bowl full of plain Cheerios, and I know that that's not brain food. So it just feels good knowing that I'm giving them something nutritious that tastes good and that they call chocolate milk. And so we also have a bar that goes with the shakes, which is really awesome. And together, the shakes and the capsules, we have a program called Shred 10. And I always like to touch on this because it's really a powerful program. One of the beautiful side effects of the Shred 10 is weight loss, but it is actually not a weight loss program. It's a program geared towards resetting your gut. And what happens is, in our gut, we get totally out of balance, and the bad side of the gut, which I'll refer to as the parasitic side, takes over and hijacks our brain. and causes us to crave whatever it desires. So if that bad side is in control, you're going to probably notice cravings for sugar, salt, just all kinds of stuff relentlessly. And you actually can't out willpower a bad gut for very long. It's not long before you will give into those cravings, because the cravings are given to your body by hormones. And actually your gut secretes 90% of your serotonin, which is also very tied into your mental well-being. And so, sorry, I don't want to geek it up too much, but I just love this new research coming out about the gut, because people are healing a lot of their illnesses and disease and struggles in their life by just simply addressing their microbiome. So this Shred 10, what it does is it's a strict set of guidelines. Although you get to eat as much as you want, we take out dairy, gluten, sugar, coffee, alcohol for only 10 days. It's only one weekend. I always say, because I personally love a glass of wine on the weekend, and I know I only have to survive one, and it just resets the gut. So by about day 4, the parasitic side of the gut is starved. It's dead. And the good side of the gut is really allowed to repopulate and take over, much like a rainforest. And that good side of the gut is vegan, which is why this product line is so important in the Shred. So you take your capsules every day, 2 shakes a day, and you eat one big meal along with tons and tons of snacks. You never let yourself get hungry. And the Shred 10, I've seen some incredible transformations. The most exciting ones for me are not the weight loss ones, although that's amazing. And I've noticed that for myself. I love the ones when people talk about, their mental clarity, their mood with their kids, the way they're feeling for the first time, the way they're sleeping. Like I love this program because it's a lifestyle reset, and it's not a rebound thing where you do it and then you rebound into bad habits right away. It's like I do about 3 of these per year, right after summer patio season. Like hot dogs and beer always gets my gut really out of whack. So then I do a Shred and I get it back on board. After Christmas, eating all those treats and all that fattening food, it's like my gut's really out of control again. And I do a Shred then, and sometimes I do one right before summer. And that's all I need to do to keep my weight in check and my whole well-being in line with where I want to go. So that's the Shred. And then the last product I want to talk about is our Tower Garden. And it's a vertical aeroponic growing system. You plug it into the wall. It takes the power of a nightlight and it grows your fruits and vegetables. And so you can grow anything on it that doesn't bear its fruit on the roots. So potatoes and beets wouldn't work because the roots grow into the tower, and the water and earth mineral tonic drizzles down over the roots. So it's dirtless gardening. And you can grow it inside with grow lights all year round if you'd like, or outside on your patio in the summer. And it just grows these beautiful, like I've seen basil leaves come off of these things the size of my head, and I'm not even kidding. These things grow like a weed, and they're really dummy proof for people like me that had to put sod over the garden, and we never spoke about the garden again because I just couldn't keep up with the weeds. And I just love it because it's just kind of plug it in, plug and play, make sure it doesn't run out of water, and that's all you got to do. And even if it does run out of water and the plants all look like they're totally dead, I just refilled it and plugged it back in, and then away we went, and they all were back to life the next morning. So it's pretty foolproof for people who aren't gardeners. And that's all I have to say about our products, you guys. Our products are geared towards inspiring healthy living and really just helping families get more nutrition into their bodies, because we know more and more that it's not only good for you to have fruits and vegetables. Like there was a Time magazine cover that said, the news is not that fruits and vegetables are good for you. The news is that they can actually save your life. And I think that's so powerful, because we're finding out now that good nutrition is connected with disease prevention of all kinds, and even some disease reversal. So that's really cool. And I am now going to invite Megan to share with us her story that she's noticed since taking Juice Plus and what it's made a difference in her world.
So I'm actually just going to touch, mine is pretty simple, but I just do really want to share a little bit more about my mom's story, actually. Because it's changed a little bit, because I've been on the product for over 4 years now, and I noticed a lot of little things, which I loved, because I was generally, a fairly healthy person, but, I was 26 years old. I was napping, 2 hours a day, which, isn't actually that normal. You may think it is in college, but it's not. I had energy again. My hair started growing. My hairdresser actually thought I got hair extensions because my hair had grown so much within 4 months. I stopped napping. I just started to generally just feel better. And it was just like life-changing. And now for me, I don't notice, like people ask, like, well, what do you notice? I don't notice when I take the product because I've been taking it for so long. And I'm one of those people that I consume probably 10 servings of fruits and vegetables by lunchtime. So but I still it's quality over quantity. I still notice if I don't take Juice Plus for like 3 days, I still notice it, and I juice like 5 times a week. Like it's not the same. And I can honestly say that to people. But where my story changed a little bit was about a year and a half ago. I guess we're working on 2 years in February. My mom was diagnosed with a 9-centimeter tumor in her colon. And I'm glad that Michelle really touched on the Shred 10, because when my mom had found out that she had cancer, the reason she just knew right away that she just did not, somewhere in her heart, she decided she did not want chemo and radiation. So she went all natural and then opted in for just having surgery to remove the tumor. So she took what Michelle had spoke about, the Shred 10. She cut out everything bad: gluten, dairy, sugar, caffeine, alcohol. She took it one step further though, and also cut out meat, because she just really needed to alkalize her body. So anything inflammatory was gone. So she juiced twice a day. She lived off the smoothies that Michelle had spoke about. So she was having, sometimes she would just have 3 a day. It was like 3 meals a day. Sometimes it was just smoothies. She drank 4 to 6 liters of lemon water a day. She just really focused on alkalizing her body, only eating fruits and vegetables, and just like, yeah, it was, for her, it was, we were training her body for surgery, kind of the same way like an athlete would train for marathon. We were prepping her body for surgery. She was taking the capsules, an average dose, or like an adult dose is, 2 of each color that Michelle had spoke about. Well, she was doing that about 3 to 5 times a day, just to get added nutrition, because we knew it wasn't going to hurt, and we knew it was going to boost her immune system. All the science is behind there. MD Anderson Cancer Institute did one of the studies on women with stage 3 ovarian cancer. So it was like, we knew extra nutrition wasn't going to hurt. We just wanted to get her as healthy as she possibly could. And she had never felt better. She was sleeping better than she ever has. She never, from the day she found out, she never missed 1 day of work. She went in up until the day before her surgery. Like, she was amazing. Unfortunately, due to medical error, when they had actually removed the tumor, they left a hole, and she went septic. And most people, if you do any research on sepsism, most people don't survive past 3 days. And I've shared this story with many, many nurses. And before I finish my story, every single one of them is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. And they assume right away that my mom had passed, because it is so, so, so rare for somebody to live that long being that sick. Because everything that should have been going out of her body was staying in. But because my mom had cleaned up her diet so much and added so much nutrition, she lived. And even like when the doctors released her 6 days into her sepsism, that's how healthy she was. It was unbelievable what had happened. And the doctors had told her, had she had done treatment and not, done her natural diet, they said there's no way she would have survived that emergency surgery that they had to do when they found out what was going on. So you have no idea when you're going to need this. Something so simple like little fruits and vegetables, and just changing up your diet. And no, Juice Plus didn't shrink her tumor. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is just, these little tweaks in her diet. The Shred 10 really opened it up to realize that, like, this is pretty easy. And like doing it for 10 days was no problem. But for my mom, it was like, well, this is my life. Like, I have no problem doing this. And to this day, like, she still follows. So she doesn't have cancer anymore, but she still follows this diet, I would say probably 95% of the time, because she's never felt better and she's never looked better. And she realized how easy it was. So yeah, it's amazing what the powerful whole foods can do. So thanks guys for listening.
Thank you, Megan. That story is pretty close to home for me, because that's my auntie. So when we found out that her tumor had shrunk so much, I don't know, Megan, if you said the amount, but I think it was 9 centimeters to 5.6.
5.4.
5.4. We were just totally surprised. I mean, the power of nutrition never ceases to amaze me. And it wasn't just the Juice Plus products, but just showing the power of plants. So thank you for sharing your story. And, for me personally, just very simple, and you'll hear from Anita and Laura as well, that are going to share what they've kind of noticed very briefly with the product, and more so a little bit with the business. But it's just raw food nutrition. If we could eat 30 raw fruits and vegetables every single day, and we were eating the whole food, we wouldn't need this product. But chances are that a lot of us do need that kind of help and support. And so I just want to take a minute to share a little bit about what we do with sharing this product with other people. And we always share that on these calls because I never know if there's one person who might say like, well, what about the business? And if it's not for you, no worries. You don't have to do the business in order to order the product. And you don't even have to order the product. It's totally whatever resonates with who you are and what you're up to and where you are in your life. But a little bit about what we do with sharing this product with other people. We're aligned with a company that has been around for 50 years, and it is truly the company with a heart. They do so much giving back. They've got a program called 10 million meals, and they've partnered with the Volunteers of America, and they give homeless people complete protein shakes that they mix up, and they can come in and have this complete shake every single day if they want to. We have got a tower garden in all of the Boys and Girls Clubs across North America, and the company just gives back in such a beautiful way. I can't even tell you how much money they've given to the Boys and Girls Club as well as St. Jude's, and I think the reason I'm sharing that is because that kind of trickles down, and the community that's involved in this mission, they're all people who love helping other people. So it's just the greatest culture. Everybody loves one another. Everybody likes to support and help people, and as a result, it's just really, really positive. So it's $50 a year to own your own online wellness business. We have calls like this to help you build it, and a really cool system that works really well. There's no monthly minimum. You don't have to sell a certain amount. And actually, anybody who thinks that they're going to do really well with this with selling never does, because it's not selling. It's just sharing your heart with people, what you've noticed, and those that are interested ask you about it. The company's debt free. They do all the work. They ship the product. They build a customer. They pay the team members. There's full medical benefits at the top level of our company and Christmas bonuses. So before I share just how really easy it is, I would love to ask Anita to share with us what she's noticed, just her heart around being involved in this business, because in some cases, the business has changed people's lives even more than the product.
Thank you, Michelle. So I started in June of 2015, and I was looking for energy. And when I heard that it was fruits and vegetables, I was super skeptical, because in what I knew is that anything with caffeine gave you energy, and that was not the case with this. So I did get energy. I ended up sleeping better because I was a single mom of 2 kids that were in hockey and soccer. We traveled a lot. Obviously, the expenses were high. And I had a clothing store that was struggling with the recession, and life just was not in a good spot. So I signed up for the discount because I thought, well, if my kids get it for free and I can get a discount on my product, that's what I was going to do. Lo and behold, when I started noticing my night sweats went away, my daughter, her skin and stomach issues went away, I thought, how can I not share this with people? So I share all sorts of things, socks at Le Chateau that don't slip off your feet, and like spas, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, nobody ever sends me a check for that. So how do I not share with something that's going to change people's lives? So lo and behold, my first month that I started sharing the product, it paid for my mortgage. And at that time I was living in a bubble thinking that, the Facebook highlight reel, that things were all good, but deep down I was struggling big time. So I ended up getting a team, which I love, because we grow by helping other people grow. And it started being my main source of income. Since the store wasn't doing well, you pay everybody else before you pay yourself. And so I hadn't paid myself, and I can't remember how many months. So if I didn't have that Juice Plus income, I can say we probably wouldn't have had a house. I would have lost pretty much everything, including my business. So I can't stress enough how much it impacted my life. The community going through, like, a lot of people didn't know about it, but when I started sharing after, it was so nice to know that there's a lot of people that was in that situation, and I was able to help them with their financial freedom and health. So when you look at my storefront business, I've invested almost $500,000 with the building and my inventory, and to have Juice Plus replace my store income by only paying $50, I was like, why the heck didn't I know about this before? Way less stress. We have a community that lifts you up. I love the traveling, like the Sin Squad. Everybody's just so uplifting. And so you're having a bad day and they talk you off the cliff kind of thing. And I just love how, they're there for you. We do all sorts of things giving back. Like, we go to the Ronald McDonald House and we get to do stuff as a team. So yeah, I just I can't say enough good. I would say even if it wasn't for the money, I would still do it for the community and the heart of our company. Like Michelle was saying, we give back a lot, and that's the kind of people that I want to be aligned with.
Thank you so much, Anita. I love your story, and I can totally resonate with the single mom portion of that one, that's for sure. So thank you for sharing, and that's powerful when you compare it to bricks and mortar, having a storefront. Laura has offered to also share her heart around what this business and product has done for her. Oh, just wait, I gotta unmute you. 1 second, Laura.
I'm ready to go. I think so. Okay, thanks everyone for coming. I see a couple of my girls on here, so thanks for taking some time to come and check it out and see what we do. So as far as the product goes, I don't have a story like Megan. The main reason why I started, we have a very picky eater in my household, and along with the trio capsule of orders, I get free chews for my son who doesn't eat anything very remotely healthy. So that's kind of how I got started on the product. We've been taking it for 2 years, and we're lifers now. It's a non-negotiable in my house. We've noticed things like better sleep, more energy, nail and hair growing better and faster, which my son hates because I have to cut his nails all the time. But just those simple things, overall general better health. So that's kind of why we took it. And yeah, like I said, it's a non-negotiable, and we are absolute lifers. My son even tries to sell kids Juice Plus at school and always asks me like, Mom, does Jackson take Juice Plus? So like we are absolute diehard fans around here. More so the product than the product. The business is really what absolutely has changed my life. So I met Michelle a couple of years ago through hockey, and she did this Juice Plus thing, and I'd follow her on social media, and she was like always doing all this fun stuff with all these fun people, and it looked like such a good community, but I wanted nothing to do with this business. I had a good job. I did my own thing, and we became fast friends, and she kind of told me more about it and said I could make a little bit of money and whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll sign up for this little business, but I'm not really going to do too much with it. I'm just going to do it on the side. So I reached the first level of the company, like, okay, cool. Reached the second level of the company, and I'm talking like very part-time here, you guys. Like I share it with a couple people. I don't do a whole lot. I've still got my full-time job. And so I may get to the second level, and at the second level, you're making okay money. I got some bonus money. I got a friend to join me. She got some bonus money. It was all good, but still doing it very, very temporarily. So that was like a year and a bit ago. So I was just kind of doing my thing. And then in October of last year, so almost a year ago, tragedy would strike my family. And so my ex-husband, my son's dad, passed away suddenly of a drug overdose in October. And I was left completely, a single mom, like single to the total extent of single, not knowing what I was going to do financially. I had a good job, but I'm looking at the whole picture and thinking, how am I going to raise this little boy and support his crazy hockey habit and everything that comes along with school and whatnot. So months would pass after that, and I basically checked out of life, to be perfectly honest with you. And my residual income that I had made from Juice Plus was still continuing to be deposited into my bank account every month. And cash would come home with a note saying, oh, there's a school ski trip. And I'm like, oh my God, like what am I going to do? And I go to my bank account, and Juice Plus had deposited money into my bank account. And we had a hockey tournament, and it was an overnight, and it was just like, it saved my ass on so many times. And I wasn't doing anything. This was just the residual income that I had built up from before. So then, life goes on, and things got better, and, I picked myself up, and I started to work my business a little bit harder. And once again, by no means am I doing this like a ton of hours in a week. And I ended up getting to the third level of our company. And this is when I started to like kind of take serious note. Like I'm getting anywhere from $500 to $1,000 bank deposited into my bank account every month. Like that's serious money, you guys. Before it was like a couple hundred and it would make, it would help out, but $500 to $1,000, $700 for Cash's hockey fees paid for by Juice Plus. $500 for a Chromebook with a warranty and a stupid little case I had to buy him, paid for by Juice Plus. And one of my favorite things this summer, my son and I were fortunate enough to go on quite a few vacations, but lots of that's with family, or I'll get a work trip and I'll extend it, or I'll go away with girlfriends. But my son and I don't really ever travel together. And this summer I was able to take him on a trip. We went to Vancouver Island for a wedding. And we flew there and we rented a car, and it was all on my Juice Plus money. And I remember we got this little Volkswagen Jetta, and it was so cute, or a Volkswagen Golf, and we had the windows rolled down. It was a hot day and we had just landed, and we were blasting hip hop and we were both singing along, and I was just like so grateful. And Juice Plus paid for all of that. Like I need this side income to say yes to so many things for my son, because I don't have child support. There was nothing left over for us. And aside from that, I work in the wine and spirit industry, and because of the situation with my ex-husband, doesn't necessarily line up with my morals and values so much anymore. So now I've got this company who does so many amazing things, who the community of people are so about personal development and just bettering yourselves, and it just aligns with who I am as a person. So it's just something that I can see myself doing in the future. So I am forever grateful for this little $50 business that I didn't even really want. I didn't want it until I absolutely needed it. So that's kind of my Juice Plus story.
Thank you, Laura. I love it. It's like, it's not about the money. It's just about the choice. And so many of us nobody really likes to talk about debt or being on a tight budget or not knowing how they're going to put winter tires on the car. But that's the reality for a lot of people, is that $500 a month would make such a huge difference. And that's why we got brave enough to start sharing it on these calls. Like, we used to only do these calls about the product because we were scared somebody would be offended by the business. And then I started hearing stories like Anita's and Laura's, and I was like, we're being such chicken shits, not sharing both. And it should be up to somebody else. Like, let them decide. And if somebody's mad about it, I guess that's okay comparatively to the person who might have really needed to hear about it. So I'm just going to very quickly show you how simple it is to kind of get a business going. Like Laura said, it's a $50 investment once per year. You pay that, you get a website, you get all this good stuff. And basically you invite people to calls like this. You'll have your own little call, just like the girls did if you decided to join the business. And nobody's telling you to do anything, by the way. This is only if you decide you have a goal and you want to hit a certain level or a certain income. And you invite people to calls like this, and through that, you'll be able to find 3 excited people. And this is just an example that I like sharing because, it's really in line with Laura's story. And it's really was the first goal for me when I saw this business of what I wanted to get to. So when you get 3 excited people that are sharing the product with other people and they're building a business, these are team members of yours. And you'll find that over time, this might take you a year or it might take you 2 years. Who cares? Either way, this is called a 3 club. And at this level, you'll be earning $1,000 per month. And that's, like Laura said, that's real money. That's like mortgage money and car payment money, or taking your family on a trip money. And I remember having a similar moment to Laura in Seattle when I could afford to take my kids on a trip and just looking over them and blinking back tears of like, oh my gosh, like I'm so grateful I was able to afford this. And same thing, it was because I started this crazy little fruit and vegetable business that I never would have guessed would have been anything. But the last thing I want to say to you is, and I don't know if you guys are thinking this, but for me, I honestly thought this is a pyramid thing and I wanted nothing to do with it. And my friend actually pointed out to me very quickly that it's not a pyramid. It's a rectangle. A pyramid would be something like Walmart, with a CEO and all those people doing the work at the bottom and pushing the one guy up to the top. But our company, the top level of the company is called National Marketing Director. And everybody, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer or you are a stay-at-home parent starts at the bottom. And for that $50, nobody gets a leg up. And you work through these promotions and you get through to the top level, but you actually can't get to national marketing director without pulling people up with you. You have to bring team along with you. And as a result, it makes this most beautiful culture. And it's so incredible how everybody supports one another. At this level of the company is where you would replace, you're making about $3,000 to $4,000 per month at that level, and full medical benefits, tuition reimbursement for your family, $1,000 Christmas bonus every year. And honestly, it's just like working from home. And as Laura said, you can do it very part-time alongside whatever you're doing. And I don't know what it is that interests you, if anything. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the call and having you here with an open heart to the information and here supporting your friends is really powerful and meaningful to us. And with that, I just kind of want to close it. And I don't know what your choice is going to be, whether you're going to say, I'm good and we're doing pretty good and nothing's really of interest to me. And that's okay. We would love to add you to our TSE community where you can get some tips and tricks and free give backs that we love to give to people. But maybe the product interested you tonight. And I would encourage you, if you're ready to take your health to the next level, or you want to do a shred and clean out your gut, talk to the person who invited you. Or maybe the business did speak to you. I know that every single person who has joined our team is always saying, I never thought I would do this. I am so surprised that I'm even inquiring about this. So just know that it's normal to not have thought you would do something like this. I know that was my story for sure. And for me, this business has grown into a strong 6-figure income. And I'm sharing that not to impress anyone, but just to impress upon you what it can be. It can be anything from getting your product for free to whatever. There's no glass ceiling on this. But before you make your decision, when you get off this call, whatever it is for you, I just want to ask you, if not this, then what? And if not now, then when? And that question was asked to me when I was looking at this business and this product. And I'm so glad that someone asked me that. It really was the question that changed my life. So thank you. We're looking forward to your feedback and just really appreciate everybody being on the call tonight.